Hello, and you're very welcome along to Champ.ie as we come to the final week of the National Hunt calendar in Ireland, and it's been an extraordinary year in National Hunt racing. WillieMullins has been crowned champion trainer in England. WillieMullins will be crowned champion trainer in Ireland. It's episode 46 of Champ.ie, and each and every day we've got a 15 to 20 minute video to come for you, looking ahead to Punchestown on the day. Barry, not alone have we got that, but we've a great prize to give away as well this week.
Yeah, 2 tickets to the final day of the Punchestown Festival, and all you need to do, of course, is put your selections in on a daily basis to qualify for the draw, of course. So we've 8 races to look forward to in day one of Punchestown. So all you need to do to qualify for the draw, David, is have 2 winners or more. So looking forward to giving that prize away. And of course, you mentioned WillieMullins, champion trainer in the UK and going to be in Ireland. But what about Jack Kennedy versus Paul Townend? Jack Kennedy, 7 winners ahead of Paul Townend on 122 winners for the season. That's going to be the big talking point right throughout the week. Paul Townend with some ground to make up, but some very good chances on day one of Punchestown as well.
The first race on day one of Punchestown. It's always a competitive race. It's the Kildare Hunt Club cross-country steeplechase for Ladies Perpetual Cup, Barry, over the 3 miles. And what do we like in the opener? I thought it was quite competitive on paper.
Well, I won't be having a bet in the race, David. Not for me. I know you said off air that Casey's West was one you liked in the race, but I won't be wasting too much time. I won't be having a bet in the race. It certainly is a spectacle, cross-country chase over the 3 miles. But yeah, I'll leave this one for betting purposes. Going to move on though, David. The 305, the opening race that I am going to have a bet in. And there's 2 I like in here. Look, obviously a 25-runner handicap. The ground, just an update, David, as we're recording on course Monday afternoon. We're scheduled nearly 10 mil more of rain, so the ground officially yielding as we're talking now. So I think it's going to be soft ground in the description. And 2 that have proven form on soft ground. My main pick in the race is Morricone for Ray Hackett. Has had 4 starts since joining the Ray Hackett stable after joining from Mags Mullins, and it's a hat-trick seeker. I thought was very impressive last time at Punchestown when Shannon Royal got first run on him, and I thought, you know, it was a steady enough run race. He had his own way in front, Shannon Royal. And Morricone, I thought, showed a nice turn of foot and nice gears to pick up off the back of the last and come and win snugly. Now, it's got a bit of a hike for that. It's on a hat-trick bid. It's 2 from 4 since joining Ray Hackett. But I think there's every chance. I think this horse is a nice little horse now. And just interesting listening to the comments afterwards. Darragh O'Keefe did say that the saddle slipped. And he was running, he was racing a pound out of the handicap as well. So I thought you could mark it up. The other one with form tied in and it's coming into a race like this on better terms as well is Eddie Cawley's Petite King. There could be more to come from him as well. Number 11 on your race card. Philip Byrne's taking the 3 pounds off. Probably more of a chaser in the making, but I think there certainly could be scope off 115 as well. So I think if you were getting double figures on both of those, Morricone for Ray Hackett to land the hat-trick, that's my number 1 pick. But Petite King, I think, could run a big race as well for Eddie Cawley.
Lovely. Let's move on because the first of the grade 1s of the week is the champion novice hurdle. And no surprise that WillieMullins' Mystical Power is well up there in the betting. But Slade Steele, of course, for Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore, currently our favourite for this one. 9 runners going to do battle here. And it is a very, very good renewal.
I think we could be talking about Henry de Bromhead quite a lot on Punchestown day 1, David. And I know you're a big fan of Mystical Power, but he's had 2 hard races now. And, I thought Firefox was probably hitting the line harder at Aintree. Firefox was the one I liked. I thought he was going to maybe be given a little bit more of a prominent ride at Aintree after, finding trouble and running in the Supreme Novices Hurdle. But I keep coming back to Slade Steele in this race. I mean, he's coming here a fresher horse, David. He's been well backed, obviously 3 from 4 over hurdles, ran well at the Punchestown Festival last year. So, he is a course winner as well. And the rain falling, I think, is definitely going to suit him. I thought he showed gears and stamina to win the Supreme. I thought he won snugly at the line. I don't think there's a reason to overcomplicate this. I think he's clear of Mystical Power and Firefox. The interesting one is Tully Hill. What Tully Hill shows up. Obviously, he was a winner at Punchestown prior to heading to Cheltenham in that listed contest, but he completely bombed out at Cheltenham. Didn't get an easy lead. Tell her the name was, pestering him early on up front. And he was disappointed. He didn't seem to see out his race. And WillieMullins reporting, obviously, that he's working well leading into Punchestown. He likes the course. He could outrun his odds, certainly. But, for me, Slade Steele, I think he's the most likely winner. And one of a couple of very good chances for Henry de Bromhead and day 1 of Punchestown.
Yeah, it's ARB. I think Mystical Power, Slade Steel. I think you have it spot on there. Right, let's move on to the 4:15. It's the Kilichi Hotel Handicap Hurdle. This is a listed contest.
The one I like is Toto 2. Yeah, I think this could be a nice animal off 133. It could be very well handicapped as well. Gavin Cromwell, the masters in these handicaps, and only having a second start for the yard as well, David, had been trained by Peter Fahey, owned by Basil Houlihan. He has two owned runners in the race. But this is definitely the one that I like. And, if you were getting double figures, 8-1 I saw, but maybe if you shop around, you will get double figures about Toto 2. I thought he won very takingly at Naas last time. It was his yard debut. That was at the beginning of April. Wasn't the strongest the races now, the Novice, which he won. Toto 2, but he was a bumper winner and a maiden hurdle winner for Peter Fahey. And look, I think there was lots to like it. How he picked up last time off the back of the second last when he made a very bad mistake, and I thought he won very, very snugly. He's proven on soft, he travelled strongly, and bar that second last at Naas when he won, I thought he jumped beautifully as well. So a lot more to come, I think, from him on just its fourth start and a handicap debut over hurdles for Gavin Cromwell. 8-1, Toto 2 for me.
The 4:50 is the Goffs Defender Bumper, and of the last 5 runnings of the race, Gordon Elliott has won it 3 times. WillieMullins has won it 2 times. So, what do we like here, Barry? Always a brilliant race, and in the past has thrown up plenty of good horses that have gone on to bigger and greater things.
If you were to push me, I'd be siding with Patrick Mullins. This could be a nice horse in the Turley colours. Look, it won't be a race I'll be having a strong bet in, David. But, this cost 250,000 as a 3-year-old. The dam was a listed winner over a mile in France, and it's related to some sharp types as well. Over a mile and 2, a listed winner in Germany as well. So has the pedigree, cost a pretty penny. WillieMullins bullish in a Sporting Life column. Said it was an easy pick for Patrick. He runs 3 in the race. I wouldn't certainly like to be taking this horse on in the Turley Silks, but look, not one that I'll be having a bet in this Goffs Land Rover Bumper. Can throw up a surprise that we've seen in recent seasons. 25 runners, all very, very unexposed runners in the race, but I'd say Willie could be set to unleash a smart one here.
Yeah, I think you could be absolutely right. If you're having a bet in that, you can not look beyond Patrick Mullins. Well, the grade 1 at 5:25 is the champion steeplechase. What a race we have on here. Dino Blue currently 2-1 favourite with Boyle Sports for the big one on the opening day, Barry. And Dino Blue has really good form, really good, has everything kind of pointing to a big run for Dino Blue and the McManus Silks in this 5:25.
Yeah, but she disappointed me in Cheltenham, David. She was many people's banker of the entire, festival. And I just don't think she went through with it. I thought Limerick Lace outstayed her in the end. The ground obviously softening up now. I don't know, stepping back to 2 miles here. I didn't think she jumped with all that much fluency at Leopardstown when winning earlier on in the season. She beat Gentle of the Me on that occasion. Looking at the race itself, she disappointed at Cheltenham. Banbridge of ground concerns for him, and stepping back and trip, that also would be a concern. I think he's a 2.5 mile specialist, Banbridge. Captain Guinness and Gentleman to Me. I think the Queen Mother form, there's not much between the two of them. Didn't look, obviously, take El Fabiolo and John Ban out of the Queen Mother, and it didn't look the strongest, but I think that form is actually the form to take in here. Captain Guinness has had 20 starts over fences in his life. Gentleman to Me has only had the 13 runs over fences. There's less mileage, shall we say. Thought it was interesting, new tactics on Gentleman to Me. He went off a big price, of course, at Cheltenham, but there was interesting tactics. They held him up on that occasion. I wonder if they maybe ride him a little bit more forcefully. He seems to be that little bit more grown up. And what I did notice at Leopardstown early on in the season, I did say there could be a big day in him this year in a grade 1, possibly towards the back end of the season. He jumped out to his right at Leopardstown on a couple of occasions early on in the year. And yeah, he looks more grown up, as I say. I think Punchestown, even though he hasn't won at Punchestown, speaking of WillieMullins and the Sporting Life column, if you read it, he thinks Punchestown will suit him. So I think at 6-1 he's the value, less mileage, and this could be his big day. Gentleman to Me.
Right, well, let's move on to the penultimate race on the card, the Doyle Insurance Group Champion Novice Chase Grade 1. We all know you napped Spillane Tower for Jimmy Mangan at Fairyhouse over the Easter, and it was a really good nap pick for you as well at Fairyhouse. But can Spillane Tower go in again, or as they say, are you with or do you oppose?
I'm opposing him, David. On this occasion, I think up to 3 mile and a furlong at Punchestown. He's had 6 starts over fences this year. He's actually had a busy enough campaign for Jimmy Mangan, even though he didn't go to Cheltenham. But I think stamina, I'm opposing my old friend, and I'm actually napping his opposition on this occasion, which is Monty Star. I think could give Henry de Bromhead a nice double on the card on Punchestown day 1. Look, he's proven over the 3 miles. He's a Punchestown winner. I thought he was very impressive when beating 3-card Bragg at Punchestown early on in the season prior to heading to Cheltenham. Monty Star. He seems to be, he's a big strapping chaser, 3-mile chaser, the old cliche, David. But I'd say he's starting to fill his frame now. And it's incredible. He's only had 3 starts over fences. I thought he ran an absolute cracker behind Fact to Fight. He was only beaten 3.5 lengths in a race that probably actually wasn't even run to suit. I think he needs an end-to-end gallop over 3 miles. Obviously, you're getting the additional furlong here. The ground is softening out for him. And as I mentioned, he's a course winner. Henry's horses are flying it at the moment, 25% strike rate. I know we've been talking a lot about WillieMullins, but I think Henry could have a good Punchestown day 1. And Monty Star, with stamina, concerns for Spillane Tower. He looks to be crying out for a step up and trip beyond 2.5 miles. But until he goes and does it, David, 2-1 about Monty Star. I think that's fair.
It certainly is fair. I think you could be spot on there. And William Patrick Mullins again looked to have a very strong hand in the last race. Unknown Entity, and had 1 run, and that was a good second, of course, and narrowly denied in his sole point-to-point starting to, I think, can be very hard to beat here in the finale.
They don't have him very long, David. The bumper horse for WillieMullins in the last race put a pound in the jar is the one I'm going to side with. I thought he caught the eye with Derek O'Connor on board at Limerick on his debut for Tony Martin. He was second on that occasion. I thought it was an eye-catching run. The ground was heavy, Limerick heavy. We know what that can be like. And looking at this horse's pedigree, look, it's not going to be heavy ground, but soft ground should be absolutely fine for him. Shuttle Diplomacy, I think he's a strong chance later on in the week. That was obviously the winner on that occasion. Made it 2 from 2 for Tom Cooper and Patrick Mullins. I think that's a smart horse. There's a smart winner, above average for sure. And Billy Coonan is, he's a very good young talent, David, riding for Tony Martin. And, I just think he's a lively chance here. I think he'll run well, and taking the £7 off, I think certainly has to come into the equation. Put a pound in the jar each way. 8-1 I'm seeing on the tissues. If I'm getting that, I give that a lively each way chance in the bumper on Punchestown day 1.
Lovely. Well, that's day 1 looked at. Hope you've enjoyed the show with myself and Barry. We're going to be with you all week, bringing you the daily videos for Punchestown. And don't forget as well to put your selections down below to be in with a chance to win those tickets to Punchestown on Saturday. It's going to be a cracking week of racing. We do know WillieMullins will be champion trainer. Will it be Paul Townend, or will it be Jack Kennedy that will be crowned champion jockey? That's all to be sorted out as the week goes on. Bye for now.
Granger and Patrick Mullins.
But McGree had justified favouritism, but sharp object out in front was ready for John McConnell.